The INSPORTS Primary Schools All-Ireland Football and Netball Highlights is brought to you by INSPORTS. After 2 months of intense competition, the best performers emerged to book their ticket to the national round of the INSPORTS Primary School Football and Netball competitions. There were no clear favourites, but the quality of play, as expected, improved. At the official draw and launch of the national round, held at the National Indoor Sports Centre on January 15, the path that each team must take to claim the prestigious titles were made known.
We recognize that our children learn better through activity. That quite frankly, the one-size-fits-all where you just go in and you just teach and explain using a blackboard, it doesn't work anymore. Not with these young children. The reality is you have to find more engaging ways to explain the concepts that you want to get across to them. And what we have found, some of the best ways to do it is by using sport.
The JFF, and we did an audit, and there are 1,260 coaches who are uncertified who are coaching kids 12 and under. And Mr. Waugh, who is from CONCACAF, and Mr. Downswell from the JFF, and of course myself, are working on a program to ensure that on a phased basis, we must have all of these coaches certified. And I've sent a document, a proposal to INSPORTS, and I spoke with Mr. Smith, who is the administrative director at the institution, and he has committed to assisting the JFF in ensuring that these coaches are certified.
This competition, in our minds, is an important one in the netball development landscape, as it facilitates skill development, creates opportunities to unearth new talents, and harbor huge potentials for the spreading of the game of netball across Jamaica. For these and many other reasons, we applaud this effort and stand ready to provide any support that is needed to ensure that the competition grows and is sustained over time.
And enough man fold it out, cause them good to hold it out. And enough man sold it out, cause them good to go without. And in pursuit of riches, enough man take the girly road. But that a feed them think that is not what my story about. This a feed those who persevere and who see through the tears. And in the grand scheme of everything, them still the here. And although me no millionaire, feel like a millionaire, me still a celebrate. I put me hand up in the ear and say I am a success story. Yeah, success. A success story.
The competitions here bring to the fore the best talent that there is in a competitive environment in line with the INSPORTS mandate of unearthing talent. There are many Ricardo Fullers. There are many Bibi Gardners. There are many Pepe Goodisons out there. There are many Andre Blakes, and there are many Warren Barretts. And certainly there are many Romelda Akins, Simone Forbes, and OB. And many of them are in this room right now with us. Right here among those youngsters we are speaking to. They are the future. And they're going to be the names that we celebrate in the future. Any of you who see yourself as a future star representing Jamaica worldwide, like a Pepe Goodison and Auburn Peterson Nita, let me see your hands. You all should say you're going to be representing your country in the world in the future. You are the future, and we are expecting you to do your best. And we're going to give you all we have to ensure that you excel. I'm delighted, very delighted, to announce this morning the fact that Pepe Goodison and Auburn Peterson Nati will be our ambassadors during this competition and following on other competitions, working closely with the Institute of Sports. And so it's official. Ambassador Ian Goodison and Ambassador Peterson Natty. Both Pepe and Obi, by virtue of the way they have represented Jamaica in their two sports, are eminently qualified for the ambassadorial roles to which we are appointing them. They represent two of the best examples we could identify to assist youngsters at the grassroots level. Pepe, as we know, himself is a grassroots man. And it is also not unfamiliar territory for Obi.
This year, 2018, is in furtherance to where we have started, and we intend to carry through the revolutionary process in sports activities throughout the country, especially the programs that we have are geared mostly towards the rural chaps, rural schools, getting those and garnering those talents that we will find in the rural areas, and to develop on them and to make them into a force to be reckoned with in sports. And I must hasten to say this as well, that we believe that sports and sporting activity geared towards revolutionizing the change in the behavior of our young people, especially young men, youth, we're going to have to include in whatever program that we embarked upon to treat with the crime problem in the country. And therefore, I would ask that more attention is given to sports by corporate Jamaica. If we want to fight the crime monster, it has to be fought on all fronts. And sports, we who have been in the system long enough knows that one of the best systems that you can use to bring people, especially young minds, together is sports.
From 136 primary schools, 16 teams from the parishes of Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, Manchester, Westmoreland, St. Elizabeth, St. Andrew and the Sunshine City of Portmore, being treated as a parish in this instance, were placed in two pools that will ultimately decide the football champions. Pool 1 consisted of the parish winner and runner-up from Clarendon, Manchester, St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland, while St. Catherine, Portmore, St. Andrew and Kingston were placed in Pool 2. As a rule, teams from the same parish could not meet in the first round, while matches in each round were played over 2 legs except for the final.
If we draw a team that in the same parish, we will move that game down to the next game. Because, as we mentioned in the overview, that 2 teams from the same parish cannot play in the first round.
Back to the action after this INSPORTS break.
The Institute of Sports is an agency of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, mandated to develop sport at the community level, creating a platform for development as a contributor to the social and economic well-being of Jamaica. INSPORTS has been the forerunner of sport development at the grassroots level, enabling a wide cross-section of the population to participate in sporting activities. INSPORTS, unearthing and nurturing the talent in you.
Welcome back. In the first round, played on January 16 and 17, Holy Family, the champions of Kingston, were drawn against beaten Portmore finalists Nagohead.
We are mentally and physically prepared, and we have players that we put in and out. You can give them a 10 minutes and you just take out in so you don't get them so tired. We just come back the next day and we know that it just start again, and so we take it from there. Maybe we will give them another 2.
St. Catherine standard bearers Macaulay had Denham Town as their first major challenge, while St. Andrew winners Pembroke Hall had a date with Friendship, who lost to Macaulay in the St. Catherine final.
It's a big advantage for us because, as you know, on the away goals rule, it counts for more than 2. So Pembroke Hall will have to come and play us to try and gain a 3-0 victory, but that won't happen because we have a game plan which they have to come and try and figure out.
Portsmouth, who triumphed over Naggerhead on penalties in Portmore back in December, had a tricky assignment with Augustown. Savannah Lamar were presented Chandler's Pen of Clarendon as their first major hurdle, while fellow Clarendon outfit Ali had Broughton of Westmoreland to contend with. St. Elizabeth's Black River had Bethabra of Manchester to negotiate for a place in the quarter-finals, so too Mandeville, who were given Holland.
We knew coming into this game that we had a much quicker team than the Black River team. We have a more physical team than the Black River team, and so we pretty much used those advantages to decide what was the outcome of the game, which, as you know, it's 5-0. So we want to really say thanks to the staff at Bethabra Primary, and definitely say big up to INSPORTS, and big up to the Mandeville community on a whole. And we want to say safe trip to Black River Primary. You're a good team, and we hope that we'll progress from this competition with the boys feeling much better about themselves, much better about their family.
Ali were the biggest performers at the end of the first round matches, hammering Broughton 5-1, with Deshaun Panton scoring a hat-trick and Malcolm Lennon bagging a brace at Pawsey Park. Augustown took command of their tie after blanking Portsmouth 3-0 at Royal Lakes FC Field. Holy Family delivered a strong performance to beat Naggerhead 2-0, as did Friendship, who defeated Pembroke Hall 2-0, and Macaulay, who came away 2-1 winners over Denham Town. Black River and Bethabra, as well as Mandeville and Holland, had to play hard for their respective 1-1 and 0-0 stalemates. In the return legs, both Friendship and Holy Family suffered defeats, but still advanced to the second round.
A lot of our players are going to leave this year, and my aim was to allow them to play at their best so that high schools can see them and see what they really have. And I thought some of them did that, especially Kirk Fletcher, who finished with as the leading goal scorer in the first leg of this competition, and he played excellent. I have a few more players which did very well, and overall I just want him to go out and excel.
Macaulay, Augustown, Chandler's Pen, Mandeville, Bethabra and Ali all qualified for the January 22 and the 24 quarter-finals after recording victories. It was a day for the away teams in the quarter-final first leg, as Ali, Mandeville, Macaulay and Friendship all claimed vital victories on the road. Ali and Mandeville completed the formalities in their return clashes with Chandler's Pen and Bethabra respectively.
We came second in our zone along with Ali, and I think we represented ourselves well. Let me congratulate INSPORTS for this vibrant effort in putting this competition, because we over the past 4 or so years we weren't involved in any sporting activities where football is concerned. So this is a good initiative by INSPORTS to put this on. Well, it's a work in progress and we are up for it, and we have a young team, so we'll come back better next year.
Augustown overturned a 3-2 deficit in the first leg against Friendship to outlast their hosts 3-0 at Royal Lakes. Macaulay also tasted a 2-1 defeat in the return leg against Holy Family, but managed to go through to the semi-finals 3-2 on aggregate. Macaulay showed real class in the semi-finals, dispatching Augustown 6-2 over both legs.
Now, the kids play for Augustown right now. They're from everywhere in Augustown. And I tell you, it's really early. When they come to school, that's the only place they can get safe haven, from a seat and them enjoy themselves when they're at school. So it's a good program for them. Trust me, they've gunshot and they've killed it, it mashed them up. Coming to the semifinals with totally lose it. The kids them now focus, nothing at all, now go right.
Did they really express real fear to you of what was happening?
Not really saying to me, but when you're in the dressing when them talking before you come here, you can. If you come here slowly, you hear them talking about it. It affects them very much. Trust me, next year we'll come back hard. We'll come for them years or much further.
Mandeville reached the final following a 4-2 first leg win and then a 0-0 draw in the return game.
Came in the competition, our primary focus was to the development of the players. And I think we accomplished that. The players they played really well throughout the competition, and I must use this opportunity to thank INSPORTS for providing the platform for the players to display their talents. I want to thank the teachers who have been very supportive, our principal, the parents and the players. I think we did really well despite the challenges we faced in the first round.
In the highly anticipated final, you had a Macaulay side that was arguably the best unit that played as a team. Under the guidance of under-13 parish coach Shane Richards, who would have to prepare his players against a free-scoring Mandeville aggregation that had scored 13 goals at the national stage while conceding only 4. In the final at Jamaica, goals from top striker Tevin Gray in the 29th minute and Mark Drummond's 48th minute strike ensured that the championship trophy would go to Windsor Road in the old capital in an exciting exhibition of youth football. Genkis Lowe's brilliant free kick in the 41st minute levelled the scores and gave Mandeville much hope, but they were denied in the end while suffering their first defeat of the season.
Once you lose in a final, you must be disappointed somewhat, but honestly, for the season we lost, the only game we lose for the season is in the final, so we can't be too hard on them. I guess Macaulay came out wanting it more. Our guys lack of experience, and that's what caused it. But it was an excellent final. We have nothing to hold on our heads for, nothing to be ashamed of.
I just tell the guys, just go out there today, have fun. We don't know about them, they don't know about us. So it's just basically to go out there and have fun. 5 minutes, look at them, assess them, and I think we do it. We know basically the player. We basically hear the name Low called, and I said to them, I listened to the radio, I heard about his goal scoring exploit, and we basically look at them today. They basically stood deep in the back. And basically that's what led to us basically try to get the ball to them. He's coming up from grade 1 stage, so basically also Tevin and other person. So basically they know about me and me know about them. It's just simple that he's a very good leader. He's also the head boy at Macaulay Primary School. At our school basically, I would basically like to thank my parish president, my friends, my principal, Mrs. Bayer, who support the schools, all the parents, the cook, ancillary worker, my assistant, Mr. Hamilton, the manager, Errol Campbell, goalkeeper coach Mr. Leo, every single person at Macaulay, teacher, you see how we come out in the numbers to come and support the school.
Meanwhile, Augustown defeated Ali in a 5-goal thriller for third place, with Javian Dubedat scoring the winner a minute from full time. Ali's Deshaun Panton finished the national round with 13 goals to take the leading goal scorer award during the presentation ceremony. Macaulay swept the main awards, including being named Most Disciplined Team. Gray was named Most Valuable Player MVP. Teammate Jerry Marshall named Best Goalkeeper and Richards Best Coach.
As well as a big congratulations to Mr.
The Institute of Sports is an agency of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, mandated to develop sport at the community level, creating a platform for development as a contributor to the social and economic well-being of Jamaica. INSPORTS has been the forerunner of sport development at the grassroots level, enabling a wide cross-section of the population to participate in sporting activities. INSPORTS, unearthing and nurturing the talent in you. The Institute of Sports is an agency of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, mandated to develop sport at the community level, creating a platform for development as a contributor to the social and economic well-being of Jamaica. INSPORTS has been the forerunner of sport development at the grassroots level, enabling a wide cross-section of the population to participate in sporting activities. INSPORTS, unearthing and nurturing the talent in you.
Welcome back. 50 teams registered for the netball, with 11 qualifying for the national round. 5 of the 11 teams earned byes to the quarterfinals, namely Marlymount, Portland Cottage, Iris Gelly, Black River and Portsmouth. In first round action, Kingston's Greenwich Town lost 8-6 to Ensom City of St. Catherine.
Yes, it was a little bit hard in the third quarter because I think they were going to give away the game. But to God be our glory, we overcome and we come out victorious.
Nagohead rallied in the last quarter to beat Spring Gardens 10-8.
We started out the game shaky. The team wasn't playing as we normally play. But in the last quarter, I made 3 changes that made a difference.
And Burnt Savannah edged Sanguinetti 13-12.
Coming into this competition, we came second in our parish. So we were skeptical about a win. But now that we have won, we're very glad. And we hope that moving on to the next round, we will also win.
The results saw Ensom City facing Portland Cottage, Burnt Savannah tackling Irish Gelly, Nagohead meeting Black River, and Marlymount going up against Portsmouth in the quarterfinals at the Mineral Heights Community Centre on January 23. The matchups proved quite close and were good for the neutral. Portland Cottage came from behind to clip Ensom City 12-11. Likewise did Burnt Savannah, who had to rally to pip Iris Gelly 10-9. And it was a seesaw battle between St. Catherine champions Marlymount and their Portmore counterparts, Portsmouth, with the former prevailing 14-12 in the end. Nagohead went on a roll in their rescheduled game versus Black River, winning 20-11. But in the semi-finals, Nagohead were no match for Marlymount, who led from start to finish, winning 11-8 in the GC Foster doubleheader. Portland Cottage were also impressive in their semi-final victory over Burnt Savannah of St. Elizabeth as they romped to a 26-10 win. Marlymount were crowned champions in the grand finale at the Leela Robinson Courts after prevailing 17-12 to lift their first ever national sporting trophy. With a strong support staff of teachers and students, Marlymount got off to a strong start, leading by as many as 8 points at the end of the third quarter. However, their Clarendon opponents fought back in the final quarter, but found the deficit an impossible task, as Marlymount held on for a historic win.
We are extremely elated about winning this championship. The girls have been working tirelessly over the season, and this win for them means a lot to them. The school also, because the school is not known for sports. We're mostly academics and so on, so this win, it says a lot that we have diversity as well as what we offer as a school. So I know the entire school community is elated at this time.
Yes, it was a success. We are very proud of what the girls have achieved. I think they did well. We are a bit disappointed. I must say congratulations to Marlymount. They played extremely well, but I think we didn't bring our A game today. The girls seem a little bit nervous by the occasion, but we'll be back. But we are still proud of what we have done. We have placed second.
Meanwhile, Nagohead ended the season on a high after thrashing Burnt Savannah 18-8 in the third place playoff, while Portsmouth took the consolation rally ahead of Ensom City. As expected, Marlymount swept the individual awards with goal attack Trishona Allen named the most valuable player MVP for the final. Allen's teammate and captain Donnet Williams copped the best defender award. Winning coach Tudian Green was named the top coach.
The season was a great one. Hard work, sometimes they give me a lot of headache, but the headache paid out today. They have improved and I have teams in the game today, and I'm happy that they won and I'm happy for them. Well, I went to training and my girl said to me, "Miss, all we have to do is mark out the goal attack." And that's exactly what they did. We marked her out, we got her confused, and that's it.
Burnt Savannah walked away with the most disciplined team accolade.
We are looking at all levels of sports. All levels of sports. Basketball, we are looking at softball, we're looking at all levels of sporting activity. Once these activities are geared towards bringing young people together, especially those vulnerable groups, if we are able to harness the talents, create the opportunity, give them hope, then we will be able to create mind change, behavior change within the country.
We're going right across Jamaica with football, netball. We're going at all levels, through the primary school system, through the community system, because there are a number of communities across Jamaica that we want to embrace. A lot of idle youth on the corner, we want to involve them in sports, and we want to build on the program in the schools to make sure that we are building future stars. And you have to start from the grassroots, you have to start from the very young. So we are investing, and we are investing well in our human resource, the talent that we have in Jamaica.
Respected sports administrator Alan Beckford, who is a member of the Institute of Sports Board of Directors, says the programs represent a new thrust by the agency to institutionalize the promotion of sports at the grassroots level.
The INSPORTS board is very pleased with the tournament, and we have a lot of plans coming up. We have a number of events coming up in March, April, May, June, and this is all about developing sports and developing talent in Jamaica.
The Institute of Sports is an agency of the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Culture, mandated to develop sport at the community level, creating a platform for development as a contributor to the social and economic well-being of Jamaica. INSPORTS has been the forerunner of sport development at the grassroots level, enabling a wide cross-section of the population to participate in sporting activities. INSPORT, unearthing and nurturing the talent in you.
The INSPORTS Primary School's All-Island Football and Netball highlights was brought to you by INSPORT.